What's going on, everyone? It's Inuyasherz here. What we're going over today will be a gear progression guide. By no means do you actually have to follow this step by step. It's just a way to give you a different mindset and a different way for you to approach upgrading your gear. If you want to use some item over one of the items I put in this list, that's perfectly fine and acceptable. It's mainly about the mindset. What we're really just doing is using certain items to get the most bang for our buck as we upgrade towards in-game gear. With that being said, let's hop right into it as if we're a brand new character just now starting out the game. Okay, so this is the basic setup we're going for when we're just starting out the game. Some classes will benefit more from other armor sets, but Grunel is a very effective set on all classes, so we're going to use that as our standard. Starting off, we got the Grunel Helmet Gloves. This is going to give us a hidden 5 AP bonus. We're also running Grunel Armor and Grunel Shoes to get an extra 150 health bonus as well as another 2 hidden AP. Going over the weapons, we're running a Yuria and an AP Offhand. The Offhand is going to change depending on whatever class you're playing. And last, for the accessories, we're going to be running Berries accessories. These are standard small AP accessories, good for starting off. And this is going to be our basic setup. We're going to use this as our starting point. Moving forward, I'm just going to show you the overall goal as we progress, or you can think of them as steps. I'm just going to throw this out there now. If you're unaware as to how to build fill stacks, you really need to look into that, and before you progress any further, you should do so. Weapons can be safely upgraded to +7, and armor can be safely upgraded to +5. This is a very small change, but this is our next step. Okay, so here's where we're going to make a pretty drastic jump, as well as fill stacking is going to come into play. Using whatever method you've decided to use to build fill stacks, you're going to work on getting your armor and weapons to +15. At some point during this process, you should upgrade your rings to blue coral rings, as these are very cheap and they're going to be a good efficient item for you to upgrade to. Also, as early on as possible, or whenever you would be able to afford 2.5 mil, you should really look into putting a notice on the Try Berries neck. If you put a notice on an item, it will appear in the bottom right corner when that item is posted to the market. As soon as you get this notice, know that your item will be up in 10 to 15 minutes. A Try Berries neck is as strong as an Ogre Ring in its base form, and yet it's only 2.5 mil. This is going to be one of the best budget items you can get, so start trying to get your hands on one. The last change we're making is upgrading our belt and our earrings to a belt to Schultz Gladiator and to blue coral earring. The earring slot is where a lot of people end up making mistakes. A lot of players will find outdated guides where which earring used to be best in slot, and they see that witch's earrings are best to use. However, that is not the case anymore. Since witches are no longer best in slot, they are now going to be a budget item, thus comparing them to blue coral earrings. In base form, at least with the current market, you can see the witches are well over double the cost of blue corals. As we upgrade them, they upgrade at the same rate, however the dramatic cost difference becomes more and more noticeable. Looking at the prices, once both items are at try, you're paying 382 mil for the witches and 145 mil for the blue coral earrings. There's only going to be a 1 AP difference, and that comes out to 237 mil. I'm pretty sure you're not paying 237 mil for 1 AP if you're looking at these items. The next thing we're going to go over is very simple. We're just making our armor and our weapons ultimate now that we're at +15. I've also thrown in a duo blue awakening weapon. If you're not to that stage of the game yet, don't worry about it, but just know we are going with a blue awakening. So by now you should have a pretty good feel for how the upgrade system in Black Desert works. What we'll go over next is the order we're going to upgrade to get to this step. So what we're going to do now is use your preferred way to build stacks, and we're going to build stacks on our armor. That's going to be the cheapest place for us to fail. As we build stacks on our armor, we're going to end up using stacks on our more expensive weapons. If you end up with some excess stacks, you can use those to upgrade your accessories at this point. The main goal of this setup is armor and weapons cannot downgrade when you're upgrading unless you're going for try or higher, so we're getting them all to duo and leaving them there as part of this step. Okay, so we have everything at Duo. Our next step is going to be working towards all Tri-Gear. Again, go back to your preferred way to build stacks. Once you reach points to start trying on Tri, if you need to build the stack a little bit higher, you can try to try your Grunal armor. If you don't get it, you have stacks for your weapons then. Your overall goal should be trying to get your AP higher, so we're really trying to get the weapons up there, but at the same time you want your armor to upgrade as well. You can get really unlucky while building your stacks, but don't fret on that. Those stacks will go to great use when upgrading accessories. You want to be more safe with your accessory upgrading than the others, because if you fail, your accessories blow up. So don't worry if you end up failing and building a nice stack, use it on the appropriate accessory at the time. I was gonna go further and start explaining into boss gear, but I feel that there's no real need at this point. If you make it this far into your build, you're pretty much gonna be able to farm efficiently anywhere you go, so it's no real problem, and that's why I'm not gonna show boss gear. The only thing I will note is when you start transitioning to boss gear, you should switch over to heavy armor, as heavy allows a smooth transition. So I hope this guide has helped you out or helped you with your mindset. If you're looking at it, we're doing things in steps. It's very inefficient to rush straight for best in slot stuff, and a lot of people tend to do that. They do things such as going for bag gloves early. That's going to be extremely inefficient, and you'll benefit far more if you take an approach like this instead, because you're going to be able to handle yourself PvE no matter what with this setup. That means while someone might have their bag gloves before you, you're going to have overall gear score way above them with the money you spent going this route. That means you're going to be farming far more efficient, and you're going to zoom above them in overall wealth, and it's going to make your overall transition to full boss gear a lot easier. If you end up having any questions or I missed something you feel free to hit me up on my Twitch stream, or you can join my Discord, and I'm always willing to help people out. So I hope this has helped you out. You all take care and have a wonderful day.